well, I like to be an all-weather gardener and not just give up. It's raining on me here, but yeah, I think I'm giving up. It's wet. It's no fun when it's that wet and muddy. Um, I don't know. I'm looking around. I'll find something to do. So today I'm planting a row of trees along here. I've got more spots than I have trees. My goal is to kind of create a fruit tree hedge. And I have 3 persimmons actually. I don't have any persimmon trees here yet, so this is the first year I'm planting them. I've got one that is, I think, several years old from a local nursery, and I've got that already in the ground here. And then I've got 2 more that I ordered online from Costco actually, and they look reasonably good for plants being shipped via UPS, and the price was pretty good. And so I'm putting those in the ground now. So I'm putting everything in the ground right now. We're in October in hopes that it has time to establish some roots and overwinter, and maybe even we get some flowers come in the spring. I don't know about the Costco ones, whether they'll really be ready for that or not, but we'll see. Well, it isn't a perfect line, and the edge is not, the edging isn't straight anyway. That's something I can fix later. So, yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, I guess, you know, nothing in this garden is lined up exactly perfect anyway. I've never been that exacting with things. I mean, if you take any 2 points and you run the taut string between it, you can get a line, but is the line running diagonally, or is it actually running perpendicular to, or I should say parallel to, the north-south orientation? Not really. So yeah, I'm just kind of visualizing it right now, and based on that visual, that's how I'm going to align these trees. I got 3 new baby persimmon trees in the ground. So what do I actually know about persimmons? Well, I know I like to eat them, but not a whole lot more than that. I did some research on it. These varieties are all part of, or I should say the species are all Fuyu persimmons, an Asian persimmon that is designed to be astringent and tastes good, I guess. It's you know, in the broad sense, what my reading told me was that there are, you know, there's the American persimmon, and then there's the Asian persimmon, and the Fuyu persimmon is a particular type of Asian persimmon that's very popular for gardens and for eating. So I've got 3 of them here. Now, it appears to me that there's actually kind of sub-varieties within the Fuyu persimmon family, but I'm not sure I quite understand that. I know that the one that I got from the nursery is a Hiro or Jiro. I'm not sure the best way to say that. Jiro. It's a Jiro Fuyu persimmon. The other 2 that I got from Costco, I don't know. It's not that specific in the materials that I got with the trees. They just say they're Fuyu persimmons. So they're all supposed to be self-fertile, but I mean, most fruit trees, my experience is that even though they're self-fertile, they do better when they've got multiple ones. That's not why I got multiple ones. I just got multiple ones because I wanted to line this area with trees, and I wanted to have persimmons. And so I thought, well, this is great, you know, and the price on, like I mentioned earlier, on the Costco Fuyu persimmons was pretty good. But what else do I know or not know? Well, I don't know how long it'll take for them to fruit. I mean, you know, I'm guessing based on the size of these ones I got from Costco that they're not ready yet. They'd probably need a couple years in the ground at least. The one that I got from the nursery appears to be a bit older, and so, you know, I'd like to think it's possible I might get a fruit this next year, but since I'm just putting them in the ground now, maybe not. Maybe I'll need at least another year of growing first. So you know, if you follow me that long, we'll see together what happens with these persimmons. Yeah, I guess what else do I not know about it? Well, there's a whole lot I don't know about it, and we'll have to learn as we go. Because I'm definitely not a persimmon or a Fuyu persimmon expert, but I'm excited to have them here in the garden and excited to see what can come of this. I'm embarrassed to say that for the last couple of years I've been wondering why this tree with all the yellow leaves behind me, why we even had this tree in the garden. I couldn't see that it was doing anything all season when I was paying attention, and I had something going on in my life in the last couple of years in the fall that made it so that I wasn't really coming out here as much and paying attention in the month of October. But I'm walking by this here and suddenly I realize this is why this tree is here. Hey, one of the things I'm doing today that I didn't think we'd get to is putting compost in these beds back here. I didn't think we'd get to doing that, but because of the rain, I thought it'd just be too muddy. We'd just be sloshing around mud, but the rain let up for a good few hours here, so we were doing it. And sometimes you hear me say we, it's because I do occasionally have help. I have a nephew who comes over and helps me on the weekends, and so he doesn't want to be on camera, but otherwise, yeah, it's a good help to me, and that's how we got a lot of this. That's how we got a lot of this done in here. Well, behind me here is a kind of a low point in the garden, and so the water just kind of comes from everywhere, and it always gets really muddy. And last year I thought I'd solve the problem by just putting a ton of wood chips down, which we did, and I think we did solve it for most of the season. And last year I thought we had solved the problem by putting a ton of wood chips down, which I think we did for from the time we did it last year through now. But as you can see back here, it's getting muddy, and it gets kind of dangerous for me because I slip around in it. And I was walking back through here just a minute ago and I kind of slipped. Fortunately, I didn't fall on my butt this time, but I did slip, and I have just some wood chips that came from me chipping branches that I was just going to compost, but I've thrown it down to create some traction temporarily, and then hopefully I'll have to move up the redoing the paths on the project schedule here. Nah, I didn't give up, actually. Yeah, my experience, this is exactly my experience, is that when it's going to be supposedly raining all day, there's these breaks in the rain where you can do some stuff. So I'm just going in between inside and outside and enjoying the breaks in the rain to come out here and do some stuff outside where I'm not going to get too wet and muddy. Well, I'm going to get muddy. What have I been planting in the garden this week? Well, it's garlic time. It's also time to plant my muscari bulbs and tulip bulbs. I've just barely started, and I'll have some video for you on all of that soon.